probe last week's mass casualty accident. A new eye lab at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. And in sports, Barbados take day one of the PCL game against the Windwards.
Credible, balanced, committed. This is the CBC Evening News.
And a very good evening to you. I'm Lisa Lord with the Friday, February 12th edition of the CBC Evening News and our top story. An investigation is being launched into last week's accident at Bentham's in St. Lucie involving a route taxi. And that's because a video allegedly taken moments before has surfaced on several social media sites. In the video, music is heard playing and students, mostly males, are cheering. According to reports, the ZR with 18 passengers, 16 of whom were students of the Darrell Jordan Secondary School, reportedly swerved to avoid an oncoming vehicle before hitting an embankment and overturning. 2 people, 1 student and the conductor, were taken to hospital while the other 16 were treated at the scene and discharged. Now, Public Relations Officer Acting Assistant Superintendent David Welch says the police will review the video to determine whether it can assist them with their ongoing investigations. A Barbadian and 3 British nationals charged in connection with credit card fraud have been remanded to the Dodds prison. This after they appeared at the Holetown Magistrates Court today. The pregnant Barbadian is 30-year-old Melissa Latoya Cumberbatch of Baycroft Road, Carrington Village in St. Michael. Cumberbatch appeared in court along with British nationals 33-year-old Michael Akambade, 30-year-old Joseph King, and 19-year-old Mukhtar Mohammed Mukhtar Abashik. They were remanded to prison until Monday, and lawmen say they will next appear in the District A Magistrates Court. Cumberbatch was charged with 9 counts of criminal deception and 1 count of attempted criminal deception. Akambade was charged with 8 counts of criminal deception and 1 count of attempted criminal deception. King and Abakshik were charged jointly with 9 counts of criminal deception and 1 count of attempted criminal deception. Police say Abakshik received additional charges of possession of cannabis and going equipped, which is to knowingly possess an instrument to be used in the course of or in connection with theft or burglary. Police say the accused allegedly obtained items such as jewelry, perfume and electronic equipment from luxury stores by way of fraudulent credit card transactions sometime after arriving on the island between the 3rd and 4th of February this year. The total value of the items is about $75,000. The Queen Elizabeth Hospital has a new ophthalmic microsurgical laboratory. The lab, which is the first of its kind in the English-speaking Caribbean, will allow those in the field of ophthalmology to be exposed to a deeper level of training.
The Queen Elizabeth Hospital does not only have responsibility for patients, but is also a place of training. And now those specializing in the study of the eyes, ophthalmology, will have greater access to the best training facilities. It has come through the ophthalmic microsurgical laboratory, which was officially opened this afternoon. Head of ophthalmology at the QEH, Trevor Drakes, explains the necessity for the lab, especially for those now starting their careers in the field.
The whole purpose of the microsurgical laboratory is actually to create an environment that is safe, because you're not operating on real patients. In some places that are gifted, have a lot more money than we do, there are actually simulators, but we can't afford that. So in our case, we've actually gone the other direction with the help of many individuals to put together a microsurgical laboratory where residents, consultants, established surgeons can practice different techniques in a safe environment, because you're obviously operating, it could either be on false eyes, it could either pig eyes, but obviously if something goes wrong there, the consequences are not the same.
Chief Executive Officer of the QEH, Dr. Dexter James, says the lab will allow doctors to attain a level of competency in order to allow the best level of surgical care on the eyes.
Because we are trying to raise the bar in terms of quality care at the hospital, my suggestion would be that the residents be required to do a certain number of contact hours in the laboratory after which they could be credentialed and matriculated to then see patients after doing a certain number of hours. In that sense, the benefit of that exposure would redound to the benefit of patients because they would have attained a certain level of competency and a certain level of exposure to operating in an environment of that kind.
The lab is the brainchild of oculoplastic and reconstructive surgeon Dr. Kim Jedpo Singh. Equipment valued at more than $40,000 was donated by 3 companies, Lens Tech, Alcon, and Silverline.
The SAFE Foundation has embarked on a program to assist at-risk girls on the island. Chairperson LaSalle Daisy says her foundation will help girls develop self-esteem and assist them in career building, among other areas.
We're going to help them in terms of writing their resumes and getting their job applications going. So the key is really to instill self-esteem in them so that when they get older and they're in a position to choose a boyfriend, to choose a husband, that they make good choices. And also so that as far as the career side of things go, so that they're in a position financially to be able to support themselves so they don't have to feel as though they're trapped in a relationship, and they can know that, okay, I can still leave this toxic relationship and be able to make ends meet. So that's something that we're starting very shortly, and I would encourage persons who know of young girls that need such a program to give SAFE Foundation a call.
Well, Ms. Daisley wants to see greater collaborative efforts between the various groups and even the government.
Come together more and put programs in place, not only for victims of domestic violence, because I think it is equally as important to do programs for perpetrators of domestic violence so that they would know that this behavior is not right, is unacceptable, and that there is some underlying problem that would have caused them to have this issue, whether it is something they grew up seeing or it was a learned behavior after they had grown up. The thing is that we need to collaborate, government and other NGOs, to bring an end to this.
Barbadian Asha Farrell has been named as a finalist for the prestigious 2016 Commonwealth Youth Award for Excellence in Development Work. Asha is an assistant coordinator with a Ghana Barbados Sport for Development program. That program trains young people, particularly juvenile offenders, to develop life skills such as teamwork and communication through sport. The awards recognize outstanding young people under the age of 30 from Commonwealth countries whose work has significantly contributed to local, national, regional, and global development. Over 300 nominations were received this year. Director of Youth at the Commonwealth Secretariat, Catherine Ellis, says the finalists are deeply inspiring young people who deserve to be celebrated. 4 regional winners will be announced in London during Commonwealth Week in March, when the Commonwealth Young Person of the Year will also be revealed. The first Chief Magistrate to become a judge, Justice Frank King, was celebrated today by his colleagues. Those present for the special session at the Supreme Court were relatives, members of the legal profession, and Attorney General and Minister of Home Affairs, Adriel Brathwaite. He said that Justice King, who died last December, served 41 years in public service and will be remembered as a man with excellent qualities. President of the Bar Association, Tariq Khan, remembered Justice King as a polite and courteous man who contributed to immense changes on the legal landscape. Also paying tribute was former President of the Bar Association, Andrew Pilgrim, who recounted a first-hand experience of his first trial before Justice King. He recalled it was an encounter which prompted him to make a sketch of the late judge as he ruled in the court with fairness and firmness. More news in just a moment, including big luck for a Christchurch woman.
Everybody flex! I feel invincible, unbreakable, indestructible. Everybody say. Milk, Pine Hill, milk.
Talk to me.
Last month, we had an excellent conversation with the youth, and now it's agriculture's turn to be in focus. If agriculture is your hobby, your business, your passion, you're invited to a special CBC TV8 conversation on agriculture at the Lesterbourne School. It's this Monday, February 15th at 7 p.m. Come talk to us, share your views, concerns, and solutions as we celebrate Barbados' 50th anniversary of independence on CBC TV8.
Talk to me.
Normalcy returned to the Dalkeith St. Michael offices of the National Union of Public Workers today, following yesterday's apparent sick-out by several staff members. When contacted, President of the Union, Akani McDowell, said that the regular staff complement was present today. This followed reports that some of the union's employees stayed away from work yesterday, protesting non-payment of increments dating back several years. Mr. McDowell told CBC News that a meeting was held this morning regarding that matter. He said it is now being resolved by the union's executive internally, but declined to say whether a time frame has been set for resolution of that matter. Well, a Christchurch woman couldn't believe her eyes after being declared the winner of Standard Distribution's 2015 Christmas promotion. Out of the thousands of entries, it was Nicole Roach of Silver Sands in Christchurch whose name was selected to live free for a year. She had purchased a Kenmore French door fridge. Her prizes were vast and include products and services from companies within the Ansel McCall Group. CEO of Standard Barbados, Katrina Newton, during a presentation at Standard's MQI Wildy St. Michael branch, revealed the bounty of prizes that Miss Roach won.
The prize entails a $10,000 shopping spree at Standard. Standard will also give Nicole $400 per month towards her utility bills. Bryden Stokes will be giving Nicole a case of Rianetti wines every month for a year. Bryden's Express will be giving Nicole $100 in stationery every month for a year. Courtesy of Trimart, she will receive $500 in groceries every month for a year. Courtesy of MQI, she will receive $250 in gas vouchers from Rubis. And finally, she will receive a $2,500 certificate towards insurance with Bryden's Insurance.
Ms. Roach's winning was toasted by Standard officials, including her sales representative, Erlene Worrell, and family. For Ms. Roach, she was overwhelmed after being named the winner of the Oh What Fun It Is to Live Free competition.
Words cannot explain how I feel. I could not believe it. I was speechless. I had to take everything in slowly. It was too much at first, but then it actually sunk in and I take it in piece by piece.
Well, there has been a call for young entrepreneurs over 18 seeking to boost their businesses in 2016 and beyond. Blue Water Productions, which is behind the reality show Bank on Me, will be offering special incentives, mentorship and training, as well as a shared office space. Managing Director of the company, Alison Saunders, says the third season seeks to highlight those working in areas considered national development priorities.
These areas, which will be launched in this special edition but pursued over the next 5 years of the show ending in 2020, are cultural industries, agripreneurship, innovation, research, and STEM. Now, STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Ms. Saunders says other business areas are welcome to participate, but stresses that innovation is the most vital characteristic. Those interested are invited to a workshop at Scotiabank at Sky Mall on the 27th of February between 9 in the morning and 4:30 in the afternoon. Ms. Saunders says even entrepreneurs without fully developed business plans are welcome to attend.
We open you to the possibilities before so that by the time we tape, which wouldn't be till the end of August, you would have really had time to build in those innovations into your business, you know? Because people are saying, I'm not ready. Don't feel, you don't have to be totally ready, as if in your mind. You can come and be in it, and we'll help you along to be ready by the end of August.
Well, it's 10 years now since a boat with 11 dead Africans was discovered on the east coast of Barbados. A joint effort between Barbadians and Senegalese saw a memorial being established to their fateful journey. Dennis Blackman has that story.
The daily reports we hear about thousands of immigrants fleeing their countries in search of a better life may seem really far from home. But how many of us remember when such a case landed right on our doorstep here in Barbados? At the very end of May, 10 years ago, a boat washed ashore. On this boat were 11 Africans, all dead. Further investigation suggested that they were part of a larger group of mostly Senegalese, leaving Cape Verde and hoping to arrive in Europe.
They were 52 young and hopeful men when they left Cape Verde in a small boat, hoping to reach the shores of the closest European point of entry. They all shared the same fate.
It ended in a tragedy, and a Barbadian fisherman was the first to spot their boat off the coast of Ragged Point to the east. The men died of starvation and dehydration. They had set sail 135 days earlier.
When they left Cape Verde, heading to Spain, with high hopes for better life for themselves, but also for their families, little did they know that this was going to be a journey of no return.
In 2007, 10 of the 11 were buried in Westbury Cemetery with the help of the Muslim Association of Barbados. The other body was repatriated for a Senegalese burial. Yesterday could be considered a conclusion to this story. Members of the Senegalese, Muslim, and Pan-African communities gathered to witness the unveiling of a tombstone, and a representative of the Muslim community, Imam Ahmed, paid further homage to those men.
Within Islamic tradition, one of the highest or the most virtuous ways a person can die is given the honor of martyrdom. And the Prophet, peace be upon him, has mentioned that those who have one of the levels of martyrdom is a person who drowns as well. A person who dies at sea is given the rank of martyrdom.
The Senegalese Association of Guadeloupe arranged the headstone as a final symbol of remembrance.
And we want to remember them. And they will never be forgotten as long as this headstone is